Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Man, I keep reading article after article after article. One country after another country after another country. All these banks making these specific moves to limit the use of cash. And what blows my mind about all this is it's your money. Seriously. They make billions of dollars off your money, but now they're trying to tell you what you can and can't do with your own money. This is just slowly indoctrinating you into the central bank digital currency. So let's get into this. Before we get started, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold, silver, or any other precious metals, head on over to our friends at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description, or just type in www.moneymetals.com/Pimpy. If you make a purchase when you follow that link, you will automatically be entered for a chance to win 10 free silver ounces. So get started today, and hopefully your stack will start to look like this real soon. So head on over, tell them Pimpy sent you. You can follow me over on other platforms. I do have my own group over on Facebook called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. So head on over here and join us. It's free to do so. In here I do post updates if I should get on suspension from YouTube or get removed from YouTube and you want to know what happened to me, I'll let you know right here in this group. I can be found on Twitter, MeWe, YouTube, and the cool thing about YouTube, if you come over here and you join and you find my channel, I got videos going back, I believe, a couple years. So if you want to see some older videos that I have on Nasera, Jacera, gold, silver, cryptos, come on over here and join. Look me up and check out my videos. You can also find me on Odyssey. Catch me on Rumble. When I say that the links for all these are down below in the description, some of you don't know what I'm talking about. It's real simple. Just go down to the bottom right here of any of my videos. See this? This is the description. Hit show more. And there are all the links to all the platforms I just spoke about. So if you do want to head on over to Money Metals, just click it. And there you are. So come on over. Join us. I look forward to having you. So I think there's a competition going on between Australia and Canada to which one can become totally totalitarian faster than the other. Which one is going to be more communist or socialist faster than the other. I don't know how the citizens are even tolerating half the crap that's going on there. Anyways, let's get into this. Both articles are talking about the same company, but in different ways. It says billion-dollar bank restricts customers to 667 cash withdrawal limit. Places cap on how much people can spend. First of all, what a odd effing number. 667. You know what they really wanted to do was do 666, but they know they'd get so much blowback over that number, and they said, well, fine, we'll just add one more extra dollar on there is what it is. But why such an oddball number? Why not 500 or 750 or 1,000? $667? That's a weird number. One of the biggest banks in Australia is making significant changes to the amount of cash customers can withdraw and how much they are allowed to spend using their debit card. You hear what it says, right? I mean, when you read it, especially out loud, then it really grabs you of what it is they're saying. So Australia's biggest bank is making significant changes. It tells you right there to the amount of cash the customers can withdraw. You know, here's my thing. If I have a bank account or a savings account at a bank and I put my money in there and you're allowed to use my money to make money off of and I never get any part of that, then what I don't need is for you to be telling me what I can and can't do with my own cash. It's none of their damn business. If I have $1 million in there and I go in a bank and say, hey, I want to withdraw my money, I understand they might need 1 or 2 or 3 days in order to order the money up because a lot of banks don't carry that much in cash. But what I don't need is them telling me, oh, I'm sorry, you can't do that. The government says you're only allowed to take out X amount per day. It's my damn money. Whatever I want to do with it is my business. And they can make all the excuses they want. Well, how do we know you're not a criminal enterprise? Or how do we know you're not funding terrorists? Or how do we know you're not a drug cartel? It's none of your damn business. If you think that I am, have me investigated. But for you to restrict my money where you think that one size fits all, that's not the reason. They don't care about whether you're a cartel or not. I mean, you know what I mean. What they're trying to do is control people. They keep introducing these little policies more and more to see how much they can get away with until people start rising up and burning down these damn banks. Westpac is reportedly restricting the amount of cash that customers can pull out of the ATMs to 1,000 AUD per day, which is about 667 US dollars. Okay, that explains the 667 USD. Okay, I was wondering why such an oddball number. Why don't they just say 1,000 AUDs? In addition, the bank is setting a maximum amount that people can spend using their debit cards. Yeah, I just don't get that. The amount would be fixed at 8,000 AUD per day, which is equivalent to 5,343 US dollars at time of publishing. That change is a big departure from the bank's previous policies. This is a major change. The current limit when tapping, inserting, or making online payments with the debit card with the customer's entire available balance. So in the past, if you needed to make a purchase and it happened to be all your money and you had $200,000 in the bank, oh well, you can do that. Usually my bank will call me first and I have to go through a plethora of questions before they'll release the money. And I understand that. You want to make sure that somebody's not ripping you off or committing fraud. But just telling people what they can and can't do with money, this is starting to get ridiculous. People are so distracted with Pride this, Budweiser that, who said this criminal that they're missing all these little changes to their bank account. And they don't even have the ability to organize. Somebody was talking about they wanted to organize a protest, and as soon as they try to do it on social media, it was removed. So yeah, they control our ways of communications, which makes it really hard for us to stand up and complain about crap when you can't even organize a protest. But again, banks getting way out of control. Look, if your bank is limiting the amount of money you can use, I think you need to get out of that bank and go to another bank that will allow you unlimited access to your own money. They'll have no legitimate reason why. None whatsoever. The changes follow a report from Australia's central bank. There you go. If it's a central bank, well, good Lord, we should listen. That found a sharp decline in the number of cash transactions executed throughout the country. The sharp decline in cash share of transactions reflects that most Australians now use cash infrequently. What could it be? Because most people were in lockdowns, especially in Australia, so they had no choice but to use their ATM cards and shop online. Indeed, 72% of Australians were classed as low cash users in 2022, using cash for 20% or less of their in-person transactions compared with 50% in 2019. Yeah, again, I think that's more of just the hoops people had to jump through during the whole coronavirus thing. So trying to make it sound like people just choose not to use cash more than their ATM cards during the time where people were locked down is just BS. You couldn't even go to the store then. So, of course, you're going to have more online transactions with your credit card or whatever, your online banking. That just makes sense. By contrast, high cash users who use cash for 80% or more of their in-person transactions now represent only about 7% of Australians, a number that halved between 2019 and 2022. See how they do this? See how they use the data that they know the numbers are skewed. The numbers look the way they do because of the lockdown. Also, just over half of respondents did not use cash at all during 2022 survey week, compared to another 1/3 in 2019. 1 in 20 participants used cash for all in-person transactions in 2022, compared to 10 in 2019. Look, if I can use cash, I'll use it. I prefer to use cash. I don't like nobody knowing my business. I just don't like carrying around cash. So if I know I'm going to go do something, I'll make sure to take cash out and then go do what I need to do. But we'll get here. It says U.S.-based financial tech company FIS found Australians are amongst the lowest cash users in the world, beaten only by Norwegians, with cash payments representing just 6% of point-of-sale transactions. Let's keep track over the next 3 years without lockdown and see what happens to these numbers. See if they tilt back the other way. This was followed by New Zealand at 7%, China was at 8%, South Korea was at 11%, who have widely embraced electronic payment systems. Most people will use their ATM cards for transactions. Let's be honest. That's why we don't need a CBDC. We have an ATM card that's just the same thing. What they don't like about the ATM cards is that the CBDC is programmable. It can make the money expire In addition to that, they can use it to punish you or program it to prevent you from buying at stores they don't want you to buy from. Come to find out, banks could do the same thing, we're finding out. Under current federal legislation, all business must submit a threshold transaction report when providing a service that involves the transfer of 10,000 of the foreign currency equivalent. TTRs are enforced by the government to help detect and disrupt criminal and terrorist activities. Everything they do to control you, they're always going to use fear. This is going to be their excuse for everything. We didn't have this trouble in the past. Now all of a sudden, they need to monitor that. No, we're doing just fine. The number of people who die every year due to terrorist transactions is not even 0.5% of a point. So, and I know they're going to, well, because we were able to catch them. No, there's no data out there that proves that they've stopped anything. So for me, I don't care what the legislation is. This is just an excuse for governments to be intrusive, and I'm not for that. It's not their business what I do with my money. They can make up all the excuses they want about criminal activity, this, and terrorist this, that. I don't want to hear that crap. That's like people assuming you're guilty before a trial. You know what I mean? That's exactly what it is. They're violating my rights. Essentially what they're saying is, well, we don't know if you're a criminal or not. You don't. But if you got proof, go ahead. I understand. But if you don't, leave me and leave my bank accounts alone. That's why I don't keep money in the bank in the first place. Are you cool with these people telling you how much money you can and can't spend out of your own account? This is your money. And they're trying to tell you what you could do with it and what you can't do with it. And I'm not cool with that. They just keep sneaking in little things like this more and more. This is just more and more control is all it is. Anyways, that's it for now. I'm curious about what you guys think, and I'll get back at you later. I'm out.